Hi everybody, JP Hunt from InkSoft here, and in this video I want to showcase a new feature that we've just added to the InkSoft online store platform. Now this is a really important sales and marketing tool, and specifically this is the ability for you to upload a custom store preview image. So as you, your customers, or prospective customers, when they share the link to the online store on social media, if you've uploaded a store preview image, when sharing on social media, that store image will display. So I'm going to kind of take you through all the nuance of how to use the feature, and then we'll talk about some of the sales and marketing application for using the feature. Okay, so the first time that you'll see this option is when you use the InkSoft store creation process to build a new store. So of course, this is our step-by-step rapid way to configure a store. The fourth prompt as part of that store creation process is store branding. Of course, you can upload a store logo, so the identity that will represent the store. You can upload a store icon, and of course that's the favicon that will display in the browser tab. And next, you can see the new option, which is store preview image. So two important things to note. First, image dimensions. So if you open up your favorite graphics design application, you'll want to set your artboard or your workspace to 1600 by 900 pixels. That's your dimension, so a 16 by 9 ratio. And these supported file formats are JPEG, GIF, and PNG. We recommend just using a JPEG. It's accepted on every social media platform, so you're not going to have any challenges. Okay, so as part of the store creation process, store branding is optional. You can upload just the logo if you have that and come back later and add any of the other store branding assets. Or you can skip this step altogether. So some InkSoft customers prefer to quickly configure a store, and they're not even concerned with the store branding yet because maybe they don't have it, they haven't configured it yet. So I'll show you the workflow where you can always come back to edit or introduce store branding. So what we're going to do now is jump over to an online store. So what you'll want to do is navigate to any of your online stores, the store you wish to change or modify or upload store branding. And what you're going to do is you're going to click on Store Admin once you've navigated to a store. And of course, once I've clicked Store Admin, you're going to want to select Store Settings. And of course, this will allow you to change any of the settings for that online store. And these are all the settings that you initiated as part of that store creation process. So of course, I can now click on Store Branding. And once I'm in store branding, of course, I have the ability to upload, delete, or replace any of the assets. So the store logo, the store icon, and you can see now store preview image. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete the store preview image. And what I'll do now is I'll upload an image. So I'll go ahead and browse for the image I've created. And here's an example of that image. InkSoft will upload that image and process it. And then as soon as it's done uploading and processing, you're going to get a preview of that image. And of course, as you just saw, I can delete or replace. Now, I do want to point out right below the image, we give you some troubleshooting links. And really what this will do, a good way to think about this is, these are tools provided by social media platforms to really just see what your social preview image will look like. So think of it as just a way to see exactly what consumers will see when that store URL is shared. So let me give you a quick example of that. If I were to click the LinkedIn Post Inspector, LinkedIn will give you a tool that will show you what that link will look like when shared on LinkedIn. So here you can see an example. When this link is shared, the content will look like this. So it's just a quick example of exactly what that image will look like. Now let me give you another example. Let's just say I'm a consumer and I want to support this really cool online store for a band I love or for a church group that I'm affiliated with. Notice this, maybe I copied the store URL, and as soon as I paste it into a LinkedIn post, automatically LinkedIn inspects the link that's being shared and generates automatically a preview image that's going to correspond with that social media post. So let's say I even remove the link altogether and I start to compose a custom message. Hey, check out this really cool online store where you can buy merch for XYZ event. The real significance of this is if I just compose a message and share a message, well, that's just a message, right? It's just text. We all know that consumers are attracted to visuals, especially when they're interesting. So the reality is this preview image really just occupies more real estate in a social media post. Images are an effective communication tool, so that's also integrated. Using interest and curiosity, These are all effective marketing tools to get a consumer to click on that social media post and engage with that post and, of course, go on to the online store. So that's kind of the upside to leveraging this feature. It's really just another opportunity to capture attention and get a consumer to click to visit that online store. Now, we go into way more depth in the blog posting that's associated with this video. We strongly recommend reading the detail because we go into depth about the things you need to consider when building and composing these store preview images. Things like the obvious, keeping it simple, being concise, prioritizing the use of visuals. So products, graphics, should take priority and should take weight in the image. Try to minimize the use of text because typically the social media caption or message that corresponds with the store preview image is going to communicate information. So think about, if you're going to deploy text, think about using a headline, something to grab attention. Think about prioritizing the use of text for a call to action. The other thing that's simple is, notice in this example of a preview image, there is a graphical button, right, where it says design now. So I can have a call to action, but I can also use a graphical button to communicate that, hey, consumer, you should click this to take the action that I'm asking you to take. So certainly, again, read the blog post that's associated to this new feature. You may choose to employ this new feature in certain stores, and maybe in others it's not going to have the same significance. So we just wanted to call your attention to the availability of this new feature, which is the ability to create and then upload a custom store preview image, which is going to help as your customers share your stores on social media. And as I mentioned, just a quick asterisk here, there may be times where you choose not to use this. There's times where you'll deploy it. Consider this. If you think the store has application to really spread, organically and virally, if there's maybe it's associated to a big organization that's really connected, super engaged on social media, you'd probably want to create a custom store preview image. Maybe if it's for a company store and it's going to be sort of for internal consumption only, it might not be worth the effort. One thing I'm also going to leave you as a pro tip is consider creating a range of templates so you can quickly create some best practices, some standard composition, but maybe you can quickly change colors and fonts and maybe the logo or graphics that are in use. So think of, you could have a best practice template for spiritwear programs, for team sports, for churches. So we strongly advocate thinking about building these as templates so they provide some value, some automation, some time savings in the future. And of course, generate a library of those that your team can easily access and deploy. Now, if you have any questions about how to use this new feature or any of the other features in InkSoft, you know what to do. The InkSoft Success Squad is on standby to help you out, so make sure to reach out to us. I also want to point out, keep your feedback coming. This was a highly requested feature by you, the InkSoft customer. So we, of course, prioritize this, and you can see an example of how we acted on your feedback. Well, hey, thanks for tuning in. We hope this feature brings you some new value. And of course, reach out if you have any questions or need assistance.